Hey everyone, this is John, and today I'm going to talk to you about something that's deeply personal to me, and that is how I'm overcoming a major health challenge, and that health challenge is diabetes. First, I want to just kind of go over some of the things that I've experienced over the past year since my last upload, and that is I've moved with my wife from an apartment and we've purchased our first house. Not our first house, but the first house where we're at now. So it's been a few years since we were in a house when we lived up in Oregon. And now we're in a different place now, and we're able to be in a house that we're happy with and something that God has really helped us in receiving. I got a word from the Lord, and that word was, you're going to be in a stepping stone house. And little did we know, the whole theme of the neighborhood we're in is Irish. And the name of the street that we're on is actually an Irish word that means stony brook. I didn't know that when I got the word. So we knew this was God. We moved into our house back in April, and we're now set up, and I'm actually recording from my dining room table right now. You can see up above here, that's my dad's flag from his funeral. He was an army or not a military vet from the Vietnam War, and so we celebrated him. It took him a little while because took us a little while because um, we are we he passed away just as COVID was starting to hit, and they were not doing military honors, and we're like, well, that's important for us to have, so we went ahead and did that. But so I wanted to talk to you because we moved to a new house. We were in a small 900 square foot apartment, and now we're in a place that is a home. We actually have to walk from one end of the house to another. It was like that before. We were in a decent sized home, and now we're back into a home that's not as big, but has got a definite home vibe. You get this apartment vibe, and then you have the home vibe. There are some things that help you in a house because you can sleep better. You've got less noise. You don't have neighbors. And that has actually impacted how I've taken my health to a better place. So if you've been following my journey along here on this channel, you know that I've been going through different methods of getting past the diagnosis of diabetes. This is something I really have been passionate about. So I figured, well, let's make some videos. So I started doing that, and my last video was quite a while ago. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an update of what's going on. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but as of January 2022, my A1C was over 15.5, which, from my understanding, is the limit to where they stop measuring. They put me on insulin. I wasn't on insulin previously. I was just on metformin and doing those pills and doing some liver oil and omega-3s, that kind of stuff. So I'm still doing the liver oil, omega-3s, and I'm still doing a lot of the other health stuff. I've been doing a lot of studying so that I can learn more about my body and perhaps teach some of you to do the same kind of thing. So what I've learned so much about is in the diet world is that sugar and carbs are the thing that affect my body the most. All right, real quick, I just want to ask you to subscribe and like this video as it helps the algorithm. Obviously, everyone says that, but just do that for me and for those who need to hear this information. This is stuff I put a lot of effort into, and so I'm going to reveal those in upcoming videos, but I'd like you to like and subscribe and click that bell icon too. And what do I mean by that? Sugar obviously is going to spike your blood sugar. So if you're diabetic, you want to stay away from sugar. There is one caveat to that, and that is if you need to have that sweet taste, that sweet tooth, satisfied, go for either stevia or stevia, however you say it, or monk fruit. My choice is monk fruit because it resembles sugar more in the taste more. I don't like the aftertaste of stevia. So I go for monk fruit. Now you have to watch out the brand that you get. Sometimes they'll sneak in a little bit of the sweetener in there. Sucralose is one of those sweeteners. They'll sneak into stevia. And so you don't want that because it's been proven that it's linked to causing cancer. So monk fruit in the purest form is the best for you. And so that's what I use. Like, for instance, if I go to coffee and I want to have a coffee, I will not get the dairy form. I have in the past, and I just for a change I'll do that, but it's not the norm for me. I usually go for a coconut milk, and granted, I know there are carbs in coconut milk, especially the kind that you don't make yourself. So I'll do that, and I'll put some monk fruit packets I have in my glove box, and I just throw a couple of those in there, and I'm good to go. Just a regular latte. Now, if I'm starting to feel a little down in how my energy is, I will go for just a regular tea. Now I've done tea and had cream put in it just to kind of make it more of a creamy dessert type of thing, and add a little monk fruit in there, and that does it for me as well. Having had my blood sugar, my A1C over 15.5, I'm now down to 7.0, and I'm continuing to keep going down more and more. I also, being a Christian, being a believer, I know that there is more than just doing the physical, do the steps and get there, because, religion is based upon getting there. One of these big things that I've learned is religion being that, oh, you're not quite there, so we want you to get there, and we've got a course for you. Not saying the courses are bad, but I'm saying that courses, if you're learning something, courses are great. But if you're trying to get somewhere, it seems like the bar is always moved from, oh, you got to, oh, but you got to go a little bit further. What I've done to get my sugars down to 7.0 and going down further is just adjust my diet. I watch what goes in my mouth. I watch the labels on food. What is in it? How are they packaging it? And they're changing the meanings of different words. They're not putting canola oil anymore. They're putting rapeseed, and it's the same thing as canola oil. So watch for that. And high fructose corn syrup has been changed to crystalline fructose, which is actually high fructose on steroids. Watch for those kind of things, and you have to do your research. A lot of the foods that we have, as you may or may not know, are chemicalized, if that's a word. So the other thing I've done to keep my blood sugars going and in a normal, healthy range is working out, exercising. I've noticed that when I go work out and I exercise, my numbers are so much better, because you think about your insulin sensitivity is actually being removed. It's cleansing the cell by working out. You're sweating. You're not being the Dead Sea of, metaphorically, you're not being the Dead Sea of energy. You're using that energy, and then you're going to get more energy as you go. The next thing, I am on board with doing the self-care. Now, granted, right now I'm going through a time where my foot has just been not great, and that's because over the last year I had a shoe that stepped on a nail, and my foot happened to be in that shoe. And I didn't realize it was a nail in there, because it kind of started out as like, oh, it's just like a little pebble or something. Maybe it'll go away. It didn't. And then I would keep putting that shoe on, not even bothering to check the bottom of the shoe to see what's in it, until it was like a couple weeks later, and I'm like, this really stinks. So I took that, and then there's a nail. I'm like, oh, great. So I've had that rubbing in my foot. So now I'm having to deal with that. But that is going to go away. It's going to heal up just fine. In Jesus' name, we're going to be just fine. One of the things I know that has been on my mind, and one of the things I'm passionate about, is knowing that I am in a body that God created, that I am resilient, that because a doctor tells me something doesn't mean it's the truth. Perhaps the doctors have a degree in what they're doing, but are they a specialized doctor? I would almost guarantee you that a good 80% of doctors have no idea what about nutrition unless they've done something outside of what they have studied for. Maybe they've gotten curiosity and are like, oh, I need to study this nutrition thing because they don't teach that to you in school. And that's on purpose. They want you to be the mouthpiece of what they want, and they want to make you sick so they can make money off of you. Never notice if you have a doctor that prescribes things to you, you better get away from that doctor because all they're going to do is prescribe things for you. They're a drug dealer, they're a legalized drug dealer. And that's a harsh statement to say, but if you want to be healthy, you got to get away from the pharmaceuticals. You have to get away from pharmaceuticals. So, if you want to keep following me along on this journey of health, not to health, I would highly suggest clicking that like button and subscribe button and the bell. You know all about the bell, the like button, and you know the process. Take a moment, do that really quick, and you'll get updates from me. If it's not one week, it'll be every other week. And I'm just starting back into this. I feel it's an urge to go out and just teach people what I've learned. And maybe if it affects 1, 2, 5, 10 people, it's worth it. I really appreciate all your support. And share this video around if you think somebody may gain any kind of benefit from the videos I'm creating. So that's all for now, and I will talk to you in the next video.